I know exactly what happens after death. This isn't some wishful thinking. This isn't a shot in the dark. This is what arguably the greatest physicist in human history concluded after decades of meticulously studying the very fabric of reality. Albert Einstein dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. He unlocked the secrets of space and time itself. He discovered that mass and energy are essentially two sides of the same coin. He proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that time can bend, stretch, even slow down. And in his twilight years, he turned his brilliant mind to the ultimate question, the one that echoes in the hearts of all humankind: what happens when we die? Tonight, I'm going to share with you exactly what Einstein discovered, not some diluted version, not some religious reinterpretation, not what people think he might have believed. I'm going to share his own words, taken directly from his letters, his books, from conversations meticulously recorded by those who knew him best. And I must offer a word of caution. Einstein's conclusions about death may not be what you expect. It's not comforting in the traditional sense, but it is profound. And once you truly understand it, you'll never look at death the same way again. So, let's begin with the most important thing Einstein ever said about dying. In March of 1955, just weeks before his own passing, Einstein received some truly devastating news. His closest confidant, his most trusted friend, Michael Brennan, the man who had been Einstein's sounding board for decades, the man who helped him navigate the complexities of the theory of relativity, was gone. Einstein and Brennan had first met back in 1896, nearly 60 years prior. They were both young men then, working at an innovation hub in Boston, Massachusetts. They would walk home together after long days, endlessly discussing physics, the fundamental nature of light, the very essence of time and space. It was during these conversations, these intellectual sparring matches, that Einstein began to formulate the revolutionary ideas that would eventually give birth to the foundational theory of interconnectedness. Brennan was there when Einstein had his greatest breakthrough. In May of 1905, Einstein sought out Brennan, confessing that he was hopelessly stuck on a problem concerning the speed of light. The very next day, Einstein had solved it. He later wrote that Brennan had been the most valuable intellectual resource in all of Europe for nearly 6 decades. These two men remained inseparable. They corresponded constantly. They debated physics, philosophy, the meaning of life, and the inevitability of death. Brennan understood the intricate workings of Einstein's mind, perhaps better than anyone else on this planet. And now, Brennan was gone. Heartbroken, Einstein sat down and wrote a letter to Brennan's family. And within that letter, he penned something that has been quoted countless times since. But the true meaning, the deeper implications, are often overlooked. Einstein wrote, "Now he has departed from this strange world, a little ahead of me. That means nothing. People like us, who believe in physics, know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." Read that again, slowly. Einstein is essentially saying that his friend's death changes nothing. Not because he didn't care. He cared deeply, but because, from the unbiased perspective of physics, death simply doesn't work the way we perceive it to. The distinction between past, present, and future is merely an illusion. What does this mean? What could Einstein possibly have meant by saying that the difference between yesterday, today, and tomorrow isn't real? To truly grasp this, you need to understand what Einstein discovered about time itself. Before Einstein, it was universally believed that time was absolute, that there was one singular moment we call now, existing simultaneously, everywhere in the universe, that the past was irretrievably gone, and the future had yet to unfold, that time flowed forward relentlessly, like a never-ending river, carrying us all, From birth to death, Einstein proved that all of this was fundamentally wrong. He demonstrated that time is not separate from space. They are inextricably woven together into a single, unified fabric known as space-time. And this fabric can bend, it can stretch, it can warp. Near incredibly massive objects, time moves slower. At breathtaking speeds, time also moves slower. Two individuals can experience radically different amounts of time passing, even if they began at the very same moment. This isn't some philosophical thought experiment. This is physics, rigorously tested and verified thousands of times. Your GPS satellite, for example, has to account for time dilation, or it would provide you with the wrong location. Particles in accelerators live longer when they move faster. Time is not what we think it is. And here is the profound implication that Einstein understood so deeply. If time is inextricably woven into the very fabric of space-time, then the past isn't gone. The future hasn't simply not happened yet. Everything that has ever existed, or will ever exist, is all there, all at once. In the four-dimensional block of space-time, think of a movie reel. Before you even press play, the entire movie already exists on the film. And the beginning is there, the middle is there, the ending is there. When you watch the movie, you experience it moment by agonizing moment, but the whole movie exists simultaneously. Physicists often refer to this as the block universe theory. Imagine all of space-time as a colossal four-dimensional block. The past is at one end, the future is at the other, and you are somewhere in the middle, moving through it, experiencing it, slice by slice. But here is the key insight. The block is already complete. The future isn't some empty canvas, waiting to be painted. It's already there, and your death has already happened in the block universe. But so has every moment of unimaginable joy you will ever experience. So has every laugh, every kiss, every breathtaking sunset you will ever see. This isn't fatalism. It isn't suggesting that your choices are meaningless. Your choices are an integral part of the block. They ultimately shape what the block looks like. But once the block exists, it exists forever. Nothing can ever be undone. Nothing can ever be erased. Einstein fervently believed that the universe is structured in this very way. Your birth is still there. Your death is already there. Every single moment of your life exists eternally, interwoven into the fabric of space-time itself. You are not passively traveling through time. You are experiencing time, but all of it already exists. This is what Einstein meant when he declared that the distinction between past, present, and future is merely an illusion. When Brennan died, he didn't simply cease to exist. He merely moved ahead in the timeline. But his life, his entire existence, every fleeting moment he ever lived, is still there, indelibly etched into the fabric of space-time. It's not gone. It can never be gone. And Einstein knew that he would soon follow, that his own life was also eternal in this profound sense, that every cherished moment he had ever experienced was permanently woven into the very structure of reality itself. This is what Einstein knew about death, and it changes everything. But there is more. Einstein was asked directly about life after death on numerous occasions throughout his career, and he consistently gave clear and honest answers that most people have never heard. In an interview published posthumously, Einstein stated, "The fear of death, John, is the most unjustified of all fears, for there is no risk of accident for someone who is dead." Think, really think, about what Einstein is saying. How much of your life have you spent worrying about death? How many nights have you laid awake, wondering what happens when it's all over? How much anxiety have you felt about the inevitable end that awaits us all? Einstein is pointing out something that most of us miss. In our fear, we are afraid of a state in which there is nothing to be afraid of. We spend our lives afraid of dying. We fear the moment of death. We fear what comes after. But Einstein is pointing out something obvious that we often miss. Once you are dead, there is nothing to fear. You cannot be hurt. You cannot suffer. You cannot fail. All the anxieties and worries that plagued you in life are gone. The fear of death is fear of something that, once it arrives, contains nothing to fear. This is not meant to be cruel. Einstein is trying to help us see death differently, to stop wasting our precious time alive, being afraid of something that is not worth fearing. He also said, "I cannot imagine a God who rewards and punishes the objects of his creation, whose purposes are modeled after our own, a God, in short, who is but a reflection of human frailty. Neither can I believe that the individual survives the death of his body, although feeble souls harbor such thoughts through fear or ridiculous egotisms." This statement appeared in Einstein's obituary in the New York Times on April 19, 1955. It was his final public statement on the matter. Now, some people find these words harsh. They find them cold. They find them dismissive of the hopes that keep so many people going in the face of mortality. But consider what Einstein is really saying. He is not mocking people who believe in an afterlife. He is trying to explain why they believe, and it is fear. It is ego. It is the inability to accept that we are not the center of the universe, that our individual consciousness is not so important, that the laws of nature must bend to preserve it. Einstein believed that facing the truth, however uncomfortable, was always better than living in comfortable illusions. And the truth, as he saw it, was that individual consciousness does not survive physical death. Einstein did not believe that you, as an individual consciousness, survive the death of your physical body. He thought that believing in personal immortality was a sign of weakness, of fear, of ego. He thought we were fooling ourselves because we could not accept the reality of our own mortality. This might sound harsh, it might sound cold, but Einstein was being honest. He believed in following the truth, wherever it led, even if the truth was uncomfortable. However, this is not the complete picture, because Einstein also believed in something else, something that gives a different kind of meaning to death. In 1926, Einstein wrote a letter to the widow of the physicist, Heike Kamerlingh-Onnes. Her husband had just died, and she was devastated. Einstein offered her these words of comfort. He wrote, "Our death is not an end if we can live on in our children and the younger generation, for they are us. Our bodies are only wilted leaves on the tree of life." Einstein is offering a different kind of immortality here, not the survival of the individual soul, but something more profound. You are connected to everyone who came before you and everyone who will come after. Your parents live on in you. Your grandparents live on in you. And you will live on in your children, and their children, and their children after that. Our bodies are only wilted leaves, and on the tree of life, the leaves fall, they die. But the tree continues, and the tree is what matters. Life itself is what matters, not any individual leaf. This is not the kind of immortality that most religions promise. You do not get to keep your memories, your personality, your sense of self, but it is a real kind of continuation. Your genetic material, your ideas, your influence, the ripples you created in the world, these continue long after your body has returned to the earth. Einstein found comfort in this. He saw himself as part of something larger, something that would continue long after he was gone. He was a leaf on the tree of life, and he was content with that. Einstein also spoke about different types of immortality in a fascinating way. He said, "Immortality. There are two kinds. The first lives in the imagination of the people and is thus an illusion. There is a relative immortality which may conserve the memory of an individual for some generations, but there is only one true immortality on a cosmic scale, and that is the immortality of the cosmos itself." Think about what he is describing here. The first kind of immortality is what most religions promise, the survival of the individual soul. Einstein called this an illusion. It exists only in our imagination. The second kind, Volker, is what we might call fame or legacy. Shakespeare is immortal in this sense. So is Einstein himself. People remember them. Their names survive. But this immortality is limited. In a few hundred years, or a few thousand, or a few million, even the greatest names will be forgotten. The third kind, the only true immortality, is cosmic. The universe itself is immortal. The atoms that make it up are eternal. The laws that govern it are timeless. And you are part of that. Not as an individual, but as matter, as energy, as a temporary configuration of the eternal stuff of the universe. This is the immortality that Einstein believed in. Not personal, not famous, but cosmic, eternal, real. But there is yet another dimension to Einstein's understanding of death, and this one connects to his most famous equation. E equals mc squared. Everyone knows this equation, but most people do not understand what it really means. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. This tells us that mass and energy are two forms of the same thing. You can convert mass into energy and energy into mass. They are interchangeable. Now consider what this means for death. When you die, your body does not disappear. The atoms that make up your body continue to exist. They disperse. They become part of the soil, part of the air, part of the water. They get absorbed by plants and animals. Eventually, they become part of other living things. The matter that makes you has existed since the beginning of the universe. It was forged in the hearts of dying stars. It has been part of countless creatures before you, and it will be part of countless creatures after you. You are not a thing. You are a pattern, a temporary arrangement of atoms that will rearrange into something else and after you die. Einstein understood this deeply. He knew that from a physics perspective. Nothing is ever truly created or destroyed. Energy is conserved. Matter is conserved. Everything that exists has always existed in some form and will always exist in some form. Think about that for a moment. In 1950, a rabbi named Aaron Miller wrote to Einstein. The rabbi's 11-year-old son had just passed away from polio. He was devastated. He asked Einstein if perhaps immortality could be found in the scientific principle of energy conservation. It was a desperate plea, born of unbearable grief. Einstein wrote back with compassion, but honesty. He reminded the grieving father that science cannot provide the assurance of immortality that he longed for, at least not in the literal sense. That kind of promise belongs to religion, not physics. The realms are separate, he seemed to say. But Einstein did offer something. He talked about the oneness of the universe, about how everything is connected, about how the boundaries between individuals are not as solid as they seem. Think of it like a vast, intricate tapestry, every thread connected to every other. Your son's energy has not been destroyed. Einstein might have said, it has been transformed. The atoms that made him are still in the universe. The love you shared, the memories you have, the impact he made on the world. These continue, not in the way religion promises them, but in a real, physical sense. The echoes of his existence resonate still. This is perhaps the most honest answer anyone can give about death. The greatest scientist of the 20th century could not promise a grieving father that his son's soul was in heaven, but he could promise that nothing is ever truly lost, that the universe conserves everything, that what was, in some form, always will be, now. Let me share with you what Einstein said about his own death. As he grew older, Einstein became increasingly comfortable with the idea of dying. He did not fight it. He did not rage against it. He accepted it as natural, even beautiful. A part of the grand design, he said, "I want to go when I want. It is tasteless to prolong life artificially. I have done my share. It is time to go. I will do it elegantly." His words, calm and resolute. Einstein died on April 18th, 1955. He had suffered from an abdominal aortic aneurysm. The doctors wanted to operate. Einstein refused. He said, "It was time." He knew, instinctively. On his final night, Einstein was working. He had papers beside his bed. He was still trying to solve the unified field theory, the equation that would tie together all the forces of nature. Even in his last hours, he was trying to read the mind of God, to unlock the ultimate secrets of the cosmos. The nurse who was with him that night did not speak German. Around 1 in the morning, Einstein said something, 2 sentences, his final words, but the nurse could not understand them. And so Einstein's last thoughts, whatever they were lost to history, a cosmic mystery. What might he have said? Was it something about physics? About his family? About the nature of death itself? We will never know. But we do know how he lived. We know what he believed. We know that he faced his end with the same courage and curiosity that defined his entire life, a true testament to the human spirit. He also made a specific request about his body. He said, "I want to be cremated so people will not come to worship at my bones." Einstein did not want to become a saint. He did not want his body to become a relic. He wanted to return to the universe, to become part of the earth again, to complete the cycle. A humble end for a brilliant mind. Interestingly, this request was partially violated. His brain was removed without permission and studied for decades. Scientists wanted to understand what made Einstein different. They found some unusual features, more glial cells than average, an unusual parietal lobe. But they never found the secret of genius. The brain was just tissue. The magic had departed. The essence, the spark, was gone. But his body was cremated as he wished, and his ashes were scattered in an undisclosed location. Some say they were scattered in the Delaware River, others say in Princeton. The exact location is unknown. Perhaps that is fitting. Einstein wanted to return to the universe anonymously, to become part of everything without anyone knowing where. Einstein became atoms again, scattered to the wind, part of everything, part of the air you breathe, part of the water you drink, part of the earth beneath your feet. He is everywhere now, just as he always was. A circle, complete. This is what Einstein knew about death. Let me summarize it for you. First, time is an illusion. The distinction between past, our present, and future is not real. Every moment of your life exists eternally in the fabric of space-time. When you die, you are not gone. You are still there, in every moment you ever lived. A constant presence in the cosmic timeline. Second, there is nothing to fear. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears. Once you are dead, there is nothing to be afraid of. Stop wasting your life being afraid of something that, when it comes, contains nothing to fear. Embrace the present. Live fully. Third, Individual immortality is an illusion. You will not survive the death of your body as a conscious individual. Believing otherwise is a sign of weakness and ego. Accept this. It is the truth. A humbling realization. Fourth, you are part of something larger. You are a leaf on the tree of life. The tree continues even when the leaf falls. You live on in your children, in your ideas, in the ripples you created in the world. Your legacy, your impact, endures. Fifth, nothing is ever truly lost. Energy is conserved. Matter is conserved. The atoms that make you have existed for billions of years and will exist for billions more. You are a temporary pattern, but the material that makes you is eternal, a cosmic recycling program. Sixth, death is natural and should be accepted with grace. Do not fight it. Do not prolong life artificially. When it is time, let go elegantly. Embrace the natural order of things. This is what the greatest physicist in history concluded about death. It is not the comfortable answer that religion provides. It does not promise you heaven or reincarnation or eternal life as yourself, but it is honest. And there is a profound kind of peace in honesty, a solace in facing the truth. Now, if you have found value in understanding Einstein's perspective on death, if his ideas have made you think differently about your own mortality, I want to ask you something. This channel exists to explore the deepest questions that humans face. Questions about life, death, meaning, and existence. When you support this channel through Super Thanks, you help spread these profound ideas to more people who need to hear them. You are saying that deep thinking matters, that the big questions deserve to be asked. If Einstein's understanding of death has touched you tonight, consider showing your support. Let me close with one final thought. Einstein spent his life trying to read the mind of God. He believed that the universe was designed with mathematical elegance, that there was an intelligence behind the laws of physics, that studying nature was a form of worship, a sacred quest for understanding. And what did he discover about death? He discovered that death is not an ending, it is a transformation. The pattern that is you dissolves, but the material continues. The moment that is now passes, but it remains forever in space-time. The individual leaf falls, but the tree of life grows on. You are going to die. This is certain, but Einstein's physics tells us that you will also, in some sense, never die. Every single moment you've ever lived, it's still there, frozen, etched into the very fabric of space-time itself. The atoms that compose you, they will continue their epic journey, traversing the universe. The love you gave, the lives you touched, the ideas you shared with the world. These ripples, these echoes, they will expand outward, forever. Einstein, he wrote to Michael Brennan's family, saying that death means nothing, and he meant it. Not because life lacks importance, but because death, it's not what we perceive it to be. That perceived separation, the veil, between the living and the dead, it's merely an illusion. We are all intertwined, part of the same cosmic fabric. We are all waves, cresting and falling. In the same vast ocean, when a wave crashes upon the shore, the water doesn't vanish and doesn't simply disappear. It returns to the ocean, reintegrates, becoming part of other waves. You are a wave. Someday, inevitably, you will crash on the shore. But take heart. You will return to the ocean. You will become part of other waves, and the ocean itself, the grand ocean of existence, that continue forever. This is what Einstein understood about death, his profound insight. And now you know it too. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on this profound journey and this exploration tonight. I really want to hear from you now. Does Einstein's perspective, his unique lens on death, does it bring you comfort? Or does it, perhaps, disturb you? Do you find yourself drawn to the scientific view, the understanding that we are intricate patterns, delicate arrangements in space-time? Or do you lean towards the religious view, the belief that our souls endure? As individual entities, there is no wrong answer. Both views, they hold their own wisdom, their own beauty, their own unique truth. I want to know what resonates with you. What stirs your soul? Leave a comment down below. Share your honest thoughts. I read every single comment, and I make it a point to respond to as many as I can, especially in those crucial first few hours after posting. If this video, if this exploration has shifted, has altered how you think about death, please share it. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. A friend who is grieving, a family member grappling with fear, someone who is wrestling with their own mortality, struggling to make sense of it all. Einstein's ideas, they've offered solace. They've helped millions of people find peace, a sense of acceptance in the face of death. Perhaps, just perhaps, they can help someone you love. And if you want to continue, if you feel compelled to continue exploring these profound questions, these timeless mysteries with me, subscribe and turn on those notifications, because next time we are going to delve into something even more mysterious, something that Einstein himself, he dedicated his entire life, his brilliant mind, to trying to understand. Until then, remember what Einstein taught us. Death, it's not an ending. It's not a finality. It is a transformation, a metamorphosis. You are not merely traveling through time. You are an integral part of time itself. And in the eternal fabric, the infinite tapestry of space-time, you will exist forever. Einstein understood this. He faced his own death without fear, with unwavering serenity, and now so can you.